Hello, everybody. It's a little late. Usually I'm like wrapping it up at this time at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, but you know what? I had a lot of stuff to do before I had all this prep to do. And I was like, okay, because originally I was going to do like a pizza, show you guys how to do like a kind of an individualized pizza. Again, I found this really good pita bread that I've been using, and I'm like, you know what? I've got the ingredients to make a little mini pizza. Why not? Then I got hungry ahead of time. So I ended up eating like some ground turkey and vegetables, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to go ahead and make up this whole pizza and turn my oven on, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, what else can I do? And I was like, you know what? Let's make a winter salad, because I can actually, put this in the bowl or, cover it up, whatever, and I can eat it for tomorrow. So yeah, I could have it for dinner tomorrow, because I like to do kind of salads at night. Although today I was like so hungry. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the weather change, because it's fall, y'all. I am all decked out in my fall gear. I did not put on one of my fairy crowns, just because I'm like, you know what? I already fairy crowned. So I want you to see my orange flower here. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about salads, and I know I've done videos with salads, but I've kind of thrown things together and whatever, but it's a new me here, and I want to get in the weeds. I want to get granular, because I feel like the other food geeks like me will really appreciate like what I'm about to throw down here. Now, a lot of times people will tell me, I really don't like salads. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. You know what you like. You're grown, okay? But I would challenge you to say, why don't you like them? Okay, that's what I would ask. Is it the lettuce? Is it too leafy? Does it have to do with how the salad is put together? Because when I was younger, back in the 1980s, they used to have this iceberg lettuce salad. You guys, you know what I'm talking about if you were of a certain age. The iceberg lettuce salad with the shredded carrots. You get like maybe like a big old tomato wedge that was almost bigger than like the lettuce that they gave you. And then like, if you were lucky, you get a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese on there, and that'd be it. So you got your tomato, you'd have your shredded cheese, and like your lettuce, and if you were lucky, mushrooms. But mushrooms cost money, so you might not have gotten that. But that's all you'd have, and like the option of the French salad dressing on top. And again, I feel like French salad dressing is kind of underrated. It'd actually be kind of good, but that's what we got. And I was always curious as to why. And then when I became an adult and started shopping, I noticed at the time that French salad dressing was the cheapest one they had. So I'm figuring it might have been an economic reason why most of us, all of a certain age group, we all knew that salad, right? Okay, so I used to not be a big salad person. Like, I liked vegetables, but I didn't necessarily like salads together because of those experiences. But then I discovered, like, whenever I would go to like my dad's mom's house, we would have like green leafy lettuce and romaine and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, I do actually like other lettuces. Okay, that's good. Okay, because there's more than iceberg out there. I was really happy to discover. So today I have green leaf lettuce, and why did I have it? Well, because it was on sale. Okay, so that's what I did. Now see, this is a salad bowl. I got this online. You can get them smaller. I just prefer mine bigger, because sometimes in the summertime especially, I'll do like a bigger salad and I'll have like proteins in there and all that stuff. I usually I'll put chicken, or if I have like a breaded chicken tender thing, or what do the kids call them, nuggies. If I got some of those, I'll put them in the air fryer, or I'll bake them depending on which season it is. And, I'll season them a little bit, I'll chop them up, and I'll throw them in the salad. But the first thing we're going to do with this salad, because it's a winter salad. So what's up, Miss Amy? What I've done is I have tomatoes, I have white mushrooms in here, and then I've got red onions. So basically I had some leftover things that I needed to get rid of. So the first thing I like to do is I like to put, and I did saute these in extra virgin olive oil, but I didn't put them on a really high smoke point. So I like to kind of put these ingredients in at the bottom, right? Because so that way, when I'm digging through all of the lettuce, I have something to look forward to. Now, if you want to, you don't have to do this. You can take, do I have my brushes in here? I do. You can take one of these brushes and you can go and, excuse me here. Take some of this right here, because the one thing I didn't do is I didn't put any balsamic vinegar in here. So again, what we're doing is, now I know I kind of like jumped the gun a little bit, but that's okay. We're just going to do a little. So when I mean a little, because I got someone really slammed me. They're like, a little girl, you need to measure. It's like, I don't want to measure, but I have to. This is a teaspoon. We're going to do like a teaspoon of not medicine, but balsamic. And this is gonna last us through the whole thing, just so you know. So I'm gonna throw this actually on the bowl. You're like, why on the bowl? Because it's gonna absorb, because we're gonna move this salad around. So I'm just gonna kind of put this here. So you're always the balsamic will never forget it, because it will always kind of be with us in some way. That's what we want. Okay, now I've got these here. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some lettuce on top, okay? Not a lot, so I'm gonna do like a lettuce. So think of this as kind of like a parfait that we're doing. So I put a little lettuce on top. Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put some more of these veggies on top, okay? Now I'm gonna do a little bit with some of the cheese. So see, look how I made that layer. So now when you go through, you're actually gonna not have to just do like this, I call it like the Indiana Jones thing, where you're digging through, you're like going through on this like, what's up, Cousin Jake? We're going on this archaeological dig to find like the rest of the ingredients as we're like spearing through all of the lettuce. Something about the lettuces too. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but it could be that you're using too much lettuce. You just threw it in there because you're like, whatever, you're in a hurry. I would say to not use as much lettuce, like really think about how much you're gonna eat. And also chop up your lettuce, okay? Chop that lettuce up, chop it up. So now I put a little bit more lettuce on there, but I'm gonna put some cheese on here as well. And then I'm gonna layer some more here. We're almost done, we're almost done. So this layer, you're like, dang, you're just gonna layer, it's gonna be like that. No, I'm actually gonna move it around. But I thought that it would be better to kind of, show you like this. So we're just gonna, and I actually had to go through and chop up the lettuce some more because I had big pieces of lettuce. I was like, you know what? I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna be happy eating this kind of salad because it's just too leafy. I feel like Peter Rabbit. I had to put that in there because Beatrix Potter was my first favorite author because I am a nerd. Okay. Okay, we're back. And so we've got a little bit of cheese on there. So now we're kind of getting to the nitty gritty of the salad. So now I've got some more lettuce here. That's okay because I also have these ingredients here. So see how we're layering it? Don't use so much lettuce. And first of all, it'll help you save money because what happens is if you use too much lettuce or if you buy like big things of lettuce, when you know either your household is not a salad household and you have to trick them into salad, you're wasting your money. Or if you know that you can't get to all the salads, so you're better off if you can find the smallest thing, like the smallest head of lettuce, and just chop that up, chop up the other vegetables. That's how you do your prep, right? And don't, like on a daily basis, if it's just Tuesday, don't have like 5-6 different like vegetables you have to chop up and do all this stuff because what's gonna happen is, unless you have other ingredients you're going to put them with, right? Because I'm an ingredient meal prepper. I don't just go, let me throw all these ingredients together and like, because by day 3, I want to hurt somebody. But if I separate everything out and I do like the grandma ingredients thing, where you've got your onions here, your mushrooms here, your tomatoes, all in a separate thing, but I'll bring them together for a salad. Or if I want to make some kind of like ground turkey thing where I'm like, oh, let me just throw some tomatoes in here. Let me just throw, some other things. I can create a layering situation, but I'm not committing. So it's kind of like, what do the kids say? It's kind of like a situationship for your food. This is complicated for real. But, so yeah, anyways, this is how I've kind of been really being more mindful as grocery prices skyrocketed up. That's kind of what I've done. So now you're like, okay, this is what the salad looks like. You're like, but it's not mixed, but it will be mixed. So we're just gonna take these tongs. I know you're gonna feel like a lunch lady, an old school lunch lady, but that's okay. Now, for me, I would add some protein in here, like some chicken, some other things, and I'll take a picture of this. I'd add that in there. And also, you've got enough for 2 side salads. I usually don't like to let salad sit in my refrigerator, like a composed salad, for more than 2 days because then it starts getting weird. And yeah, I don't like to do that. But, and I'll just add like just a little bit more cheese in here just to kind of give it like a cheesy kind of thing. I'm just going to dump the rest of this cheese in here. So I don't like to sit because it gets kind of like soggy. But if you ever have that happen, hello, Mr. Ryan. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's a French middle school reunion up in here. So if you ever have that happen and you're like, oh man, these vegetables got like really soggy or whatever, you can always add them to like a sandwich. Okay, you kind of wring them out a little bit, throw them on like a chicken, like a patty sandwich, something like that. You can totally do that. If it's breaded, it's not going to make it different. If it's breaded, if it's grilled, the texture thing might get too weird. But if it's breaded, go ahead and add that to that sandwich. Or if you can, throw it in a tortilla and like grill it a little bit, throw some cheese in there, and then you got some kind of like, you know, veggie quesadilla thing going on. So yeah, win-win. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this on out of the way. I'm going to move you out of the way because I've got to go to make my flight of the mocktail. And let's see, actually, it's so crazy. I put this table right by me so that I could just move things easily, and then I went and I did it the hard way. I feel like there's some kind of like sociological study that I could have just, you know, reenacted right there by accident. So you're like, okay, you're gonna do an apple flavored mocktail flight? I am, I'm gonna do it. But guess what? I have not tried these out. Unlike the one where I did it with the gelatin, the cherry gelatin flavored mocktail flight, where I'd actually done it one time, I haven't done this. Like, I haven't used it, but in my mind, it works. Okay, so what I've got is a lot of stuff. So I've got my little mini red Solo cups, some chopped Granny Smith apples, so you know it's gonna bring some tartness. Tart. And then I've got some apple, like a sparkling apple juice, and then I've got like a sparkling apple water. So I've got all that ready to go. And then what else did I have? Oh, so I'll also be adding, because again, apples, it's fall, y'all. You know where I'm going with it. I've got some vanilla, because that's going to be in one of the drinks, and some allspice, so that's going to be like one drink of that. And then the star of the show is going to be the sugar-free applesauce. And you're like, what? Yes, it's going to actually act as kind of like a base for the drink to give it like that extra texture flavor. Especially in the fall, we want more texture. And then I've got cloves, and then I've got like a jasmine tea thing I think I want to try. So listen, we're all about adventure here, right? I mean, technically I was raised in Topeka during the 1980s, and let me tell you, it was quite the adventure. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, I think that I have like maybe a quarter cup here. I'm just like eyeballing it. Hang on, what is this? Oh, maybe it's closer to an 1/8 cup. I just wanna show people here because I had somebody tell me they tried to use one of my recipes that looked good, but I didn't give them measurements because I was just eyeballing things, and I guess it didn't work out that well for them. So, but yes, actually this is about an 1/8 cup right here. So that's the apples. And so what's going in here is we're gonna start it off with the apples and the applesauce, which is, hang on, let's see, how much is in this applesauce? So we've got, 3.9 ounces in here of this applesauce. So let's see here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, got that ready to go. So these second things, I don't know if you guys saw the cherry flavored gelatin one. I keep all the extra stuff out because we're just, the basics are here, these things here, and then I think I need to get, let's see here, what is this? We are gonna do, what's that? Is that an 1/8 cup? What is this if it's not an 1/8 cup? Sorry. Oh, you know what? So crazy. This is actually a quarter cup, so I was right the first time. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, this is the 1/8 cup. Okay, so I think I have more than that, and this is going to be the 1/2 cup. I think I have maybe a 1/2 cup. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, I think this is about, it's about a 1/2 cup. I mean, give or take. Okay, so we've got that, and then we're just gonna do an 1/8 cup of this apple juice. It's gonna be appley. I'm just warning everybody, it's gonna be very appley. So this is gonna be our base. And so, like with the last one, I did do a test of the base because the base is really important. If the base isn't good, nothing else is gonna be good. So that's why I try to keep the base as generic as possible. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with this, with the applesauce. I'm gonna make that the base here. Okay. Okay, that's done. Try to do a little mise en place here. Now I'm gonna do the 1/4 cup of the tart green Granny Smith apples. Now I've got the 1/2 cup of the sparkling, it's like the Fuji apple sparkling. And then I have got, hang on, you know what? I think I'm gonna need a little bit more for what I need to do. So I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna pour this in here. We're gonna make this a 1/2 cup of the apple juice instead, because I'm gonna need some more liquid in there. Just a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so we've got a 1/2. Whoops, okay. We have got a 1/2 cup of the sparkling apple juice. Okay, and I don't need these anymore. I'm gonna bring these out here. Okay, let's get this on here. And I'm gonna move this out of the way. For some reason, some people wanna see things pulse. I don't know why, but they do. So I'm gonna try to be respectful of that journey. Okay, now this is something I got online. It is not it's not the fanciest drink blender, but for my needs, it'll do. Okay, so I don't like to, because again, this is not a fancy one. No rum, these are mocktails. But you could add rum, but you could add rum, and you know what? You could also add brandy if you wanted to do that. But if you didn't want to do that, and you wanted to like live the mocktail lifestyle, you could totally do that too. I will not judge you. Okay, so because again, this is not a complicated, super expensive one, you don't want to do that thing where you just run it, because then it could get all weird and foam up like the Monster Mash. Just do some pulsing. Okay, see, there's one pulse, because, okay, here we go. And, okay, so I think that's enough. It's got to be enough. And again, remember, this is my first time ever making them. So I'm new here too. I'm going to put this in this carafe that I got from my sister's family for my birthday this past year. Now look, there's a lot of chunks of apple in here. So I didn't use my big blender, because I kind of like the texture of the apple, like the idea of it. Now we'll see if the reality impresses me, but definitely want to do that. So now, because I've already kind of shot my shot on here, so we don't have to use the blender anymore. Now we're going old school. Okay, so the first one we're gonna make, because I go from simple to complicated. So the first thing we're gonna make with this apple is we're gonna do a teaspoon, well, actually, hang on. Where's my other, oh, here it is. Because I'm putting it in different, in different kind of like containers here. So I've got my vanilla, and actually, you know what? Maybe I should do, here, what is this? 1/2 tablespoon. Let's do a teaspoon. That's fine. Okay. This is vanilla. Okay, so now I'm not measuring this. I'm just it's more like I've got to get the right size for, well, you know what? Actually, since these are so small. Okay, let's just do it the first time. So this is, okay. This is just the straight regular one. So right here. So that's the straight regular one that just has it over here. Now this is the one that I'm gonna add vanilla to. It's gonna be a lot of vanilla, y'all. It's gonna be a lot of vanilla, but that's okay. Ooh, vanilla. So we're gonna kind of go like that. Okay, so we've got vanilla in there, and then what else do we want to put in there? I'm gonna put in a little bit of, because it's got apple. The thing I really like about apple is that it can hold so many different kind of like warm, hang on. Now this is not, actually, let me do this 1/4 teaspoon. Let's do that, it's better because it's a small. Okay, just need a little bit more. Come on, girl, come on. Okay, so this is more like an 1/8 here. We're gonna do like an 1/8 in there. Okay. So then I'm gonna put these over here. And let me just stir this up a little bit with one of my fancy pedal spoons that I got from Amazon on a whim. I feel like it was late at night. I don't know. I don't want to tell myself that way. Okay, now because I put allspice in here and there's vanilla, this kind of changes the color here. So it is it's like a little browner there. So that's okay. We're gonna move this out of the way. You know what? I might actually have more than 3. I might actually be able to do like 4 of this. Let's see here. Okay, so that's the vanilla. You know what? I could just do 4 because why not? What's up, Jennifer? A shake of vanilla. Okay, so we're gonna fill this up, and you know what? We're gonna go ahead and do vanilla. I could do 4 of these. I'm actually gonna do a real flight. Look at me. Okay. Okay. Let's do that teaspoon, but we're gonna just do like a half. Ooh, well, that turned into a full teaspoon. Okay, that's cool. It's cool. We're gonna make it work. Put that in there. Then, okay, hopefully that doesn't mix the flavors, but who knows? Okay, so this is the straight vanilla right here. And then I'm feeling kind of brave, you guys. I'm looking at some cloves. What do you think? Some cloves? Let's do it. So we got a full-on flight of mocktails that you could probably, because it's apple, somebody, oh, how much vanilla? Oh, I put in, okay, so I put in like a teaspoon, like half teaspoon of vanilla in there, just because, again, I'm measuring straight into the actual cup. But in real life, I would not do that. I would have separate carafes and stuff like that. But this is not real life. This is Facebook. Okay, so a little bit of that. These are some whole cloves. So I'm just going to put, again, with a whole clove. What's up? The Queen of Whimsy. It's Lori. I'm just going to throw that in there, okay? We're just going to throw that in there. We're going to let it steep a little bit. Oh, you know what else I'm supposed to do? Okay. Listen, I got more, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm just riffing over here. And the good news is, if it doesn't taste very good, I'm gonna throw it away. I've already had that conversation with, you know, like my ancestors. Like if I throw some food away, like, you know, and I don't drink it or finish it, it's okay. It was not meant to be. Hopefully they will not come and haunt me. Okay. What else was I doing? Oh, it was the jasmine. Okay, so this is what I did last time. I had like a vanilla, some kind of vanilla thing that I was using, but I feel like it was like a vanilla caramel. But for some reason, I kind of low-key want to do this. I've been thinking about this all day, about this jasmine, this apple jasmine, because I think I did have that flavor one time, and it was pretty good. Okay, so with this, because it's not going to fit into like that, I just want to make sure I'm not, let's see here, how much we're going to do. We're going to take a tablespoon of this jasmine. Yeah, you know what? It does sound like cake. We're going to take a tablespoon of this jasmine tea here, like so. And it's probably going to be pretty strong. And I don't know if it's going to work. But again, you know, sometimes when you can't stop thinking about something and you're like, man, I feel like that's a sign for me to try it. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay. Oof. Whoops. I forgot that I've got a lot of things that I did not time that right, because this has got more ingredients in it. It's not so liquid filled. So yeah, that was very interesting. That's okay. Again, that's why we have things, towels. That's why they exist. Towels. So we're just going to let this kind of steep on top of that. Get it through the jasmine. And again, this is a quick steep. If I were really serious about this, I would have done it ahead of time. It would have been steeped in the refrigerator and done. But again, I'm doing this on the fly to show that you can actually do really cool things on the fly. You don't have to spend all day doing something. Sometimes it does help it though. I mean, sometimes it does kind of help if you spend all day doing things. And I apologize if it looks like I'm about to pass out. Like, for some reason, because, you know, we're in false fall right now. Well, it's not in false fall. It's like a weird spring fall, whatever it is, right? We're in the Midwest. This is what's happening. So it's humid. Even though I've got my air conditioning on, there's some humidity going on with like the rain and stuff. So there you go. Okay, so I've got this going on. And I think what I'm going to do, okay, so I think it's steeped as much as it's going to steep. So I'm just going to go ahead, take that out. And I hope I remember everything that I have done. Okay, so this is the jasmine. This is the jasmine. It doesn't have as much in it, but it's got the jasmine. Okay, so we're gonna do this taste test. You cannot see, I mean, you cannot taste the stuff, obviously, because I'm here, but this is what we're doing. Okay, so I've got cloves here, jasmine and cloves. Then I have like the vanilla right here. And then I have, let's see here. Oof, I've just got the regular apple mocktail situation here. And then I have the, I think it's like what? I think I had like the vanilla with the allspice. Okay, this is the vanilla with the allspice. Okay, but we're gonna start, well, let's just start with the vanilla. Well, no, because I should probably start with the thing. Okay, here we go. This is the regular one. This is the apple. This is actually really good. This is actually really, really good. This actually is really good. So this is the one where I just had the apples, the tart Granny Smith apples with the sparkling apple juice. Turn on the ceiling fan. Oh my God, that ceiling fan though. My place is old, and I'm always blessed. I was able to buy a townhouse in a pandemic, but like, it's kind of rickety. It's on my list. It's on my list. My air conditioning though, you know, it's working. I have like 1,000 fans, and that happens when you grow up in like the Midwest and you always have a fan just in case something happens to the air conditioning. But I didn't even think to bring them up. I'm like, no, it's fine. Oh my gosh. Okay. Really good. This would go really well with some brandy, or some rum. If you wanted to do some rum, that would work. Okay. This is the vanilla apple with the allspice. Oh my gosh. If you're a drinker, and you don't have to be, I support you if you're not, if you put some rum in here, or a little bit of whiskey, this kind of has this texture of like mulled wine. You know, have you ever had mulled wine? Yes, if you ever had mulled wine, it kind of has that kind of texture. There's like some savoriness to it. You could do this. This would be really good. Yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. With like a cinnamon roll, something like that. You could probably drink this with some, like a cinnamon roll. Really good. It would probably even go okay with some chili. Not hot chili though, like maybe like church picnic chili. Okay, now this is the one that just has the vanilla and the apple. This is good as well. This, I mean, again, if you were somebody that was maybe trying to watch, you know, what you're eating, like the sugar content, because like I use sugar-free, I use the sugar-free applesauce, because this is applesauce with apples, Granny Smith apples, and, you know, some other things. Ooh, chili and cinnamon rolls. You know what? Yes. I never liked chili and cinnamon rolls together, but when I was living in California, somebody made fun of it, and I had to defend the honor of chili and cinnamon rolls. I'm like, mind your business. I was all about it. You know, I mean, California was a strange time because as a K-Stater, I found myself having to root for KU. That was very awkward, but you know, whatever. It's all one Kansas, right? Okay. So this is pretty good. Okay, I'm moving on. Now this clove thing. I'm a little unsure about it, but it smells good. Okay, here we go. This is good. It's good. I think it's not as strong because I did like a quick kind of steep situation. But it's not bad. Not at all. Again, this is one of those mocktails that you could add a little alcoholic libation to it, and you could do it. Now this isn't what I'm very unsure of. This is the jasmine tea that I quick steep through like the apple drink. So let's see. It smells good. You know, if you were someone that did drink alcohol, you could probably add a little vodka or gin to this. It'd be pretty good. But it's a light kind of thing. You could probably even do like, make it like a wine, a little like wine spritzer thing. You could probably do that too. But again, we don't have to drink to have fun. I mean, so yeah, that's my mocktail flight on basically on the fly, because this was just in my head, and I threw it down here. And so, you know, I mean, that's just kind of like what I was doing. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And next time I'm going to look at probably doing like the individual pizzas next week. There's some other things I was looking at. I was trying to like jazz up some of your frozen vegetables, some things, you know, like seasoning them a little bit, but like realistically seasoning them. Because I think sometimes we're so afraid to not have seasoned food. Well, at least I'm afraid to not have seasoned food. You don't want to you don't want to over season something where you can't even taste what you're eating. You just taste the seasoning. Because for me, that's not good either. That's like one step above having like really bland food to have it be over seasoned. Yes, hey, what's up? I actually do this weekly now. I do. I've been doing this probably, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months. I don't know. So yeah, a lot has changed. But yeah, I try to do it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays if I have to, but Tuesdays is the best day for me to do it. I was doing it a few times a week, and I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to do this one time a week. I was doing that to get used to the camera again. Duct tape to fix the fan. Thanks, fam. I love my Top City people because they like in a clutch. It's like, hey, you know what? There's some duct tape. Hang on. We got some out in the truck. Let me go send some of the kids to get the duct tape. So yes, love you guys so much. Take care, everyone. Aunt Lainey's Kitchen. You can find me, my podcast and everything on Aunt Lainey's Kitchen on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple. And then you can also find me on like some of my, I do have some YouTube videos up, but I do upload these weekly. I'm also on the Tickety Talkety and Instagram under Aunt Lainey's Kitchen. So thank you guys so much for all the support over the years. I was thinking it's been about 7 years since I made my first food video, and that was such a disaster. It was such a fun disaster though. And you guys have really supported me throughout the years of my food disasters and some of my food triumphs. So thank you. It does really mean a lot. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.